Hi there, it's Elizabeth Peck, your spiritual guide here in Empaths Healing Through the Higher Self. And I wanted to take a few minutes today to pop in and do a video for you about something that I think and I believe is really needed, because I've had some comments and private messages about this. And it's about something that I myself as an empath experienced, and that many of my clients, I see this is a common theme in their lives as well. And it's about feeling alone. Feeling alone, feeling lonely. And it's really an interesting dynamic, because when you look at most empaths, since empaths are natural healers and givers, they will tend to have friends and lots of family and people around them. And so when people think of being lonely, you think, well, if you have family and you have friends, you're not going to be lonely. But the reality is that it's this feeling of being alone, even though there are people around you, that exists. It shows up in, even though you have friends that are there, you don't necessarily feel that you can go to them, that there's a feeling that they don't truly or won't truly be able to understand you, which is really interesting, because as an empath, you are probably an amazing listener, and you are probably the go-to person for your family and for your friends that they come to for advice, because again, you are that natural healer and giver. So for you, when you're in that situation of needing that same kind of help or that ear, it's an interesting dynamic. You can feel really alone. A lot of empaths. Hi Valentina, how are you? Oh, thank you. I was saying that a lot of empaths can feel very alone in this situation, because you're needing that ear, you're needing that same guidance, and you can feel like you're just not understood. And that actually creates, for a lot of empaths, this introvert side of them, where they really do go within and they don't share a lot. They don't go deep with people. And again, that can be very lonely. That can feel very lonely. It also manifests for empaths in the fact that they feel like they don't really truly fit in with anyone or anywhere. Just always this feeling of being different. People have even commented in the book here, or in the book, in the Facebook group, that they sound crazy, or that people have said, oh, that they're going to think they sound crazy, and you're not crazy at all. What you're experiencing and what you're feeling, these are all very common symptoms of being an empath. And so it's important that you know and understand that. For empaths, because of life experience, because you are natural healers and givers, you are absorbing energy from others, and it's difficult to learn and to know what belongs to you and what belongs to others. All of this can create a lot of overwhelm. It can drain you. And so there's a lot to manage, especially because for most empaths, a lot of empaths haven't known that they were empaths. As myself, I did not come into that understanding until I was an adult, well into my 30s. So because of all of these reasons, there's a lot that you've taken on, a lot that is in your field. And many things can happen because empaths tend to tie in and plug in so deeply with the people in their lives, and you don't even realize you're doing it. It can create a lot of boundary issues in relationships, where you get so involved in your friend's life, you get so involved in what's going on with your family, that it actually gets to a point where there's that feeling of, oh, you've overstepped, you've gone too far, because you've actually taken on what's going on in their life, and at times it can feel like it's more important for you than it is for them. And so because of these real issues, then we see that it can be difficult maintaining and sustaining lasting relationships. And so again, this adds, and this can add to, this feeling of being lonely and alone, because there's a feeling of, I can't have these really lasting relationships because they tend to go wrong. Something tends to happen. And then in many cases, there's no friendship. You move on to the next person, and then the next thing, that same pattern happens again. So these are all ways that this can show up. And what's important for you to know is that this feeling of being alone, it does come from a need to trust. So many times for empaths in these relationship patterns, trust has been lost, trust has been broken. Empaths, you've been hurt, you've been truly hurt, betrayed, felt like the loyalty hasn't been there, felt like you just haven't been treated in the same way that you've treated your friends or your family. It can feel very, very hurtful, and cause you to create a wall and keep people at a safe distance. You're willing to go there with them, but having them be there for you, it's not the same, because again, there's that wall, even though that's truly what you're desiring. And so I just want you to know and understand that it's part of the healing process. This is all part of the process. As you heal and as you begin to raise your vibration and let go of what is in your field, which is keeping you in this distrust, what will begin to happen is you will open your heart once again. It will begin to open again, to allow for the trust to be there, to allow for you to receive the love that is flowing into your life. Because the lack of this of receiving this is where that loneliness is coming from. This is why empaths can feel so alone. So again, it will heal, and it is something that you're not going to feel like this forever. You're all here because you're taking steps. You're in this group because you are wanting to move forward. You are wanting to heal. You are wanting to raise your vibration. And so this is what's needed. I'm going to check the questions. It's happened to her many. Okay, Valentina, you're talking about it's happened to you with your sisters. Okay, so this can happen with family members many times, where there are these disagreements. You have to, I know it's really difficult with families. If you have Valentina's just sharing here that her sister, she's having an issue with her sister, and they're not talking, and there's been a separation. And what you have to know is that, first of all, that's your sister has made that decision, and you have to be okay with that. The most important thing that you can do is to focus on you, not because your sister's telling you to, but because the reality is that you can't control what your sister does and what she doesn't do. And I've talked about this in other videos, the fact that what each person does, how they act, what they say, what they do, is truly about what's going on with them. So they are acting and coming from a place of what is going on in their energetic field and what is unhealed within them if they are acting in a negative way. And that's the same thing for you. Each person is the same. Every one of us, what we say, what we do, how we act, it's all about what's going on with us. It's that there's a tendency to want to say, oh, it's about you. I want to blame you. Like for you and your sister, you may both be wanting to blame the other person, but the reality is that your sister should look at herself, right? And you look at you, because it's about each of you. It's about what's going on within each one of your fields. And you can't worry about what's going on there because you have no control over it. So we have to focus on what we can control, which is ourself, our healing, raising our vibration. And I'll tell you what the beauty of that is. And for every Valentina, for you have to hold this in your heart and know that as you heal yourself and you do what you need to do for you, that your relationships will shift in your life. And you can always hold the hope that that relationship will improve over time. And just ask God, Source Creator, to send light to that situation. You can help ask Archangel Raguel to help as well. Archangel Raguel is an amazing angel who helps with relationships. So these are all things you can do. Hi Yesenia, how are you? So yeah, post your questions if you have them here, because I think this is a really important topic. Relationships and how we interact with them, and understanding that, again, the feelings of loneliness that you experience, if you're out there right now and you're saying, yeah, this is what I experience, I do feel alone, I don't feel like I can talk to other people, like they understand me, you need to know that you're not alone in that. So many empaths, like I said at the beginning of the video, my client after client, I see this. In my own life, I experience this. And here I am today, and so many of my clients that I've worked with, over that hump. It's about healing. It's about getting to a place where you raise your vibration to a level where those that are coming into your life are now a vibrational match to you. And so the relationships that you have are now relationships that are accepting. You're accepting of them and they are accepting of you. And they are allowing, which means you are allowing of them and they are allowing of you in the most beautiful and positive way. So that both, it's a mutually enriching and mutually beneficial relationship, because so many empaths are in relationships where it's give, give, give. Because again, empaths are natural healers, natural givers, and that is the tendency. And the tendency is to do that at your expense, because there's a tendency to give and give from an empty cup. And that's why we've talked about before that filling your cup every day, making sure that you're doing something every day to fill yourself up and to restore your energy is so important. It's about investing in yourself every single day. What am I doing today to invest in me? Okay, thank you. So it doesn't look like we have any more questions coming up, but I just want again to say to you that please know that, again, take the steps to invest in yourself, to heal one foot in front of the other, and this is going to get better. Focus on you. It's the most important thing you can do. It's the most important gift. We're in the holiday season, right? And this is a season where we're talking about gifts that we're giving. The most important gift you can give yourself is the gift of focusing and investing in yourself to heal. And if you're ready to take those steps, if you're ready to do it now and not wait, we have 2018 right around the corner. And there's no reason for you to move into another year, another moment of living and feeling this loneliness, feeling overwhelmed, feeling anxiety. There's just not. There isn't. If you're ready to make a change, then please private message me. Let's talk. We'll set up a complimentary discovery call and we'll go from there. I'm excited to be with you on this journey, and I can't wait to get started with you. Okay, so I just want to say much love to all of you, and I hope that you have a wonderful day, and I will see you soon.